Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friends, today it's a video really special because I want to tell you a story, and I met an Indian GM really strong. I want to say thank you to my friend Indian GM, and chess connects people, I think, and allows to meet different cultures and languages. And today I had the privilege to play with him, with this Indian Grandmaster. His elo is incredible, is 2530, something of so strong. And after a few moves my position was bad and completely losing, but we play an amazing crazy game and we enjoy a lot together. We keep in contact, so we will do other videos together. And now I want to show you my game against him. And I play with the black pieces, he plays with the white pieces, and we can begin. He opens with e4, d6, d4, c6, c4, massive pawn structure here to control a lot of square in the center. And now queen c7, knight f3, bishop g4, pinning this knight, and now bishop e3, knight f6, knight c3, and now I push e5. We have d5, bishop e7. I don't want to capture this pawn. If I capture this pawn, he can bring the knight here, or maybe he can take with a pawn. I don't want to allow this capture, so I keep the tension here. So I continue to develop my pieces, and if he want capture, I can capture with the pawn to control better the d5 square. Okay, so bishop e7, and now h3, attacking my bishop. I take bishop for f3, queen for f3, and now knight d7. I continue with the development of my pieces. Here we have long castle, really aggressive way. The idea is put pressure with the pushing of h pawn and g pawn. I have to defend it, and my idea will be the opposite. I will do an attack on the c, b, and a5, pushing like b5 or a5 in the future to try to crush it and into the defense of white king. Okay, I play c capture for d5 to open up this line, to have some attack on the c file. He captured with the pawn. I wasn't scared about knight here, knight for d5 with the attack on the queen, because I can simply capture this knight, and after this capture I have knight here and it's completely safe for me. So e capture for d5, and now queen a5 to put pressure on this pawn, on the a2 pawn, if this knight moves. So this knight can be moved because I will capture this pawn. He play king b1. Correct move, is typical. When you do a long castle, usually it's so important, often it's so important to do this move, king b1, because in this way the king defends the c, b, and a pawn. So it's so important, because king here defend only the c2 and b2 pawn, but not a2 pawn, and can be a target a2 pawn from by my queen. So it's important to play this move, king b1, to defend this pawn. I castle. I want to bring my rook into the game, like rook b8, and push my pawn, but he played really aggressive in the right way, and he played g4 to block my defense completely. and here he is in advantage. It's really hard position for me, but I continue to play. I play a6. I want to push b5 really soon. So, and he doesn't waste the time, and he play g5 attacking my knight. And now my position is really hard. I play knight e7, and now obviously h4. I play b5. I don't want. I want to do the same. And now queen f5. I like a lot this move. Probably a move like this would be good, surely. H5, but this move is better, and he saw it. Computer suggests this move. Queen f5 because you put pressure on h7 pawn, and you put pressure on my knight because I have to move my knight because my knight will be it's hanging. So it's really difficult, but really nice move. Queen f5, and now I play. I can play two moves. I play in the game knight b6, and I want to show you what will be the continuation about this move. He can push now h5. Here I can capture with the pawn this pawn, and now he can play. Is not interesting about this pawn. He can play bishop here, like happening in the game. Bishop here. I play here knight for a4. A good move to attack this knight, to break into, to put pressure on b2. I want to bring my rook on b8, but it's too late because he can capture my knight. Knight for a4, queen for a4, and now I have this beautiful b open file to put pressure on his king, but he can play simply bishop e4, and this battery to h7 is too strong. I have to push, but now I'm completely without resource. I have to push g6, but he can take, and I have no time to do nothing here. And here I have to take. If I continue with the attack on the b pawn, is completely losing. For example, if I play something like c5, c3 to crush the position, he can he has not to push. If he push, I can play rook b8, and maybe I have some counter attack. There is a problem. He can play simply pawn capture for f7. If you play it, I can play king g8. Sorry about that. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry about the interruption. And okay, you can capture this pawn because I can play king h8. It's a bad position for me, but maybe I can resist. It's difficult, but it's better. He has this resource. G capture for f7 with check. And now I have to capture with the rook, but he has a triple attack here, and it's so hard to defend by this attack. And here computer says that he can play this, attack my queen. I can play rook b8, but now he can move the king, and it's really interesting position. I have a draw. But king b8, really nice line. I can play rook here and resist from this attack. It's a really insane draw, but there is a problem. Here, when you capture this pawn h4 g6 pawn, if I play this, he can simply play this, and I have no way to resist. I have to sack my bishop. It's really interesting that here you have to push. You have not to capture with check, or the best move here is push, and here I have to sack my bishop. I'm obliged. So here nothing works. However, I decide to after h4 g6 I decide to capture with a pawn. If I capture with g6 pawn, it's completely losing position. Follows queen e6 check. I have to move my king. If I move my king here, follow this queen capture for e7, really strong. And I can cover with the rook. If I cover with the rook, follows this rook capture for h7. I have to take, and rook capture for f7, completely losing. So here I have to block with the rook to defend my bishop, but here follows this beautiful bishop capture for g6. And I have no resource. I have to capture. Here follow queen for g6. And now if I move my king here, follow rook h8 checkmate. If I cover with the rook, doesn't work because follows this beautiful queen e6 check. And I have to move the king. I have to move the rook. If I move the rook here, follows this. And this is completely losing for me. My rook is pinned, I will lose. So I can't play the rook here. I have to move my king and follows this rook h8 and will be checkmate. So I have no way to stop it. If I cover with the knight, the last, there is queen h7, king f8 and queen h8 checkmate. So what a crazy game. So here it's so beautiful that after this capture, I can't play this because there is simply g7. And if I capture not with the f pawn, but I decide to capture with g pawn, is really nice move, but follows queen g3. And now I have only way to escape from this checkmate. I have to sack my queen. Queen capture for d1. And after rook capture for d1, I can play knight here. And after the rook come here, I can play simply knight here to hold this position, but it's completely losing. So, but it's really nice line. So this what happened when I play knight a4 with the idea to attack, but he crushed me completely with this beautiful maneuver. I want to show you again his attack, really beautiful. Queen f5. He has done some move about the computer, from the computer. It's incredible. And now after this, he plays queen, bishop g2 with the idea to attack bishop f4. So really nice move. So, but here we have another interesting line. Here after queen f4, f5 is better to play knight c5. This knight here blocks the bishop, so you can't continue with your plan because I can simply capture, and the bishop can come here because I can take with my knight, so it's different. But here black can play bishop capture for c5. I take with the pawn, pawn capture for c5, and now bishop f1. Can you see this beautiful move with the attack, with the threatening from checkmate? So I can take because there is checkmate in once. I have to defend from this checkmate, and now I have to play g6 like before, and now he can play queen h3. Queen h3 is really interesting because I am attacking his queen, and now I can survive some more moves. I have b capture for c4, and now h5. Why you should move your bishop? You play really aggressive, and you play h5, really beautiful. And here if I capture, it's so bad because follows h4 g6, and I have no way to stop this brutal attack. I can push this pawn. If I push queen capture, and I have no resource to, I can play this because follows queen here, and this is checkmate. So What can I do here? I try here. It's an amazing how my friend, my GM friend found this a defense. Obviously, it's not a good defense, but it's the best thing that I can do in this position to continue. I can play bishop capture for g5, and it's really beautiful, because after this I can play this amazing knight f6, and he saw it. He told me without the computer analysis, and it's so difficult to see that here work knight here, because when you play knight f6, you are defending the h7 pawn. So if he take with the pawn, I can play this, and I will be block on this. The h5 will be block everything, and really nice game. So really nice line. So I play knight like his suggestion, like knight f6. So he didn't take obviously pawn for h7, but he played rook g1 to attack my bishop, and now I take his pawn. And now he could sack the bishop because his bishop is hanging, but he prefer to play rook capture for g5, and now I play pawn capture for d5, but now could follows some move like knight here. Really amazing move. I can capture this knight because follow queen here, checkmate. So I have to I can only play something like this to prolong my game, but it's so knight here would be really beautiful. Another idea is sack my queen to this knight, because I have to block this knight because he can jump on a4 and would be deadly. But follow queen here, king here, and now he can capture. He could play something like this, and sorry about that. He could capture my queen. I will play rook e8, and now he could sack the queen maybe. Yeah, he saw this fantastic line in the end after rook here. Obviously he is completely winning. He could play queen for a6, we know, and now I could capture this pawn, but this bishop, but it's a completely winning for him. But it's so interesting that computer in this position suggests move like queen for c3, and he saw queen for c3, and when I play queen for c3, after this check, I move my king here. I can block with the rook because follow simply rook capture. Sorry, there is checkmate in 7 with bishop here. Okay, and I want to show you this line. After queen here, I move my king here, and he can capture my queen obviously. After rook here, he can sack the queen. It's incredible, but he can play bishop capture for g6. I take with the rook the queen. He captures my rook, and now I have no way to. Maybe I have this check, rook b8, king c2, and now after rook here, he can come back with the rook, or he can simply push, and I have no way to stop this attack. It's amazing. And here he can take this pawn, and I have played some game with him. Every game was so beautiful. It's an incredible experience playing with the GM, and you realize that you are completely blocked and you can't do nothing, because after a few moves you realize that your position is bad. So I will do surely another video about this game, and thank you very much. And remember the beauty of chess that connects the people, and I really hope to play again with you. So thank you very much, and see you soon another time. Bye bye.